Every year, 1,000 people on the east end of Long Island are told, "You have cancer."
There is no life experience for a cancer diagnosis. None.
Your life literally is turned upside down.
You don't realize how many other people are out there going through the same thing.
Within 48 hours, 400 of them have contacted Fighting Chance. 6 of these patients described their experience in their own words, and Duncan Darrow, the founder of Fighting Chance, talks about the services Fighting Chance provides.
Part of what we try to do in this series is lift up the voice of the cancer patient.
Once I returned and finished on my last day, Montauk was great. It was a big sign in town. There was balloons. There was welcome back. Congratulations, you did it. My family had put all of these wonderful things in my house, and I was terrified. The day that it was over, I was terrified. I was in a place that's not my personality, not where I wanted to be, and wasn't sure I would ever be able to get out, which is terrifying. Which is like, okay, is this my new normal? Is this my new life? No matter how strong or tough you are, it's not something you're going to white-knuckle yourself out of.
It doesn't just stop with surgery. Everybody thinks about cancer, surgery, treatment, and that's it. They don't really talk about the really important things, which are the tiny little things. If you're married and you have children, and you're diagnosed with cancer, what happens with the care of your children? Who's going to take you to the doctor? Who's going to help you if you can't cook dinner or clean the house? The things that we don't think about, but the important things that keep you going every single day, that's the things that Fighting Chance offer you.
Everyone starts at the same place with the same 3 words. You have cancer, kind of like a starter's gun. And then they all diverged because they had different types of cancer. The cancer was at different stages. They had different treatments for it. And what we saw, though, as their paths diverged, is that they all took the journey with someone besides themselves. They all had someone at their side. And that someone was a caregiver. And really, in the war on cancer, and Lord knows there's a lot of talk about it, we feel at Fighting Chance that the unsung hero in the war on cancer is the caregiver.
A nurse told me at one point, she said, you know, maybe everybody should have just a touch of cancer so they can find out how many people really care about them.
Basically, I said, we're going to get through this and we're going to do this. We'll do this together, and I'm going to be here. There's never going to be a moment when I'm not here with you. If I hadn't been there with him every day, every minute, I am not at all convinced that he would have survived.
She was everything that I wasn't. When I would have conversations with my doctors, she would take notes because I could not remember what they were saying. She gave me hope.
Talk about your sisters.
She has held me up mentally, physically, in so many ways. I mean, literally held me up. And stand up and keep walking. Stand up and keep walking. That kind of support. I can walk to my house and it's over a mile. One of the things that used to tick me off a lot early in treatment was when people would first learn that I was in cancer treatment, they would say, oh God, I know, that's so hard, I'm really sorry. I know how you feel. And then I just want to go at them. No, you don't know how I feel. You have no idea.
The people don't talk about cancer, and I think that's absolutely wrong. I think people need to talk about it. And one of the things that did surprise me in many, many places was the number of people that came up to me and said, yes, I went through that too. I'm a cancer survivor too, that I had no idea.
You know, it's a community. Cancer is a community. And I did much better, and I felt better, and I think I recovered quicker that I became part of the community. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to do on your own. It's bigger than you. We've all walked the walk.
We are making such strides. Cancer is not a death sentence.
Dr. Furshine described it as your life's a bonfire. You're bigger than life, you're living well. By the time you are done with your cancer treatments, you're about a pilot light in a flicker. You're there, there's not much of you. And he goes, we slowly will build that back, and we will enhance it, and we will make it a stronger and better and more protective bonfire than the first time.
Well, I think you have to really address your nutrition, number one. And that could be, if you like Twinkies, it's a major lifestyle change. You know what I mean?
Well, we changed diet. We detoxified Bob and the house and his environment. And we started to see an herbalist, a medical doctor at Sloan Kettering. We went through the pantry, the refrigerator, the freezer, and we got rid of everything that wasn't organic or natural or anything that had preservatives. And then we went through our personal grooming supplies and got rid of everything, changed deodorant, changed all those things. The rule of thumb on that is if you wouldn't put it in your mouth or eat it, you don't want to put it on your skin. His tumors didn't, in the beginning they didn't grow, but they didn't shrink. And the doctors were very, surprised. Come back in another month or 2 months. And little by little, things were gone.
Part of what we've tried to do in this series is lift up the voice of the cancer patient.
Right.
So that people really get a better understanding that they're normal, that they have fears and anxieties like all of us, but that they have incredible courage.
My whole experience right from the get-go was positive. It's positive thinking. It's the power of knowing if you believe it, it's going to happen. Please come join Lorna and her family and friends to celebrate her kicking cancer's ass.
Sounds good to me.
So we had 150 people come to a friend's house and just celebrate an amazing, amazing journey.
I think that this experience has simply allowed him to focus his energy and his discipline. And here's also a kid who takes nothing for granted. He is focused and he has survived.
And it's almost as if you live life with a passion. When you're faced with possible death, to put it bluntly, and you survive and you're alive, it changes your whole outlook.
Once I had this diagnosis, you don't want to get out of bed because something bad is going to happen to you again. What's next? And that's really hard to work through. Fighting Chance doesn't have the cover over their heads. Fighting Chance is out of bed, making the calls, sort of telling you that these are the options, these are the things that work, these are the people that we know, do you need help? And that's amazing. That takes you from under the covers to being up and saying, okay.
Was there a time in your journey when you said, you know what, I think I'm going to make it?
Yeah, I'm getting those moments now.
You are, good.
Yeah.
Maybe this is one of them.
Yeah. No one is immune to cancer, and no one is able to say, oh, well, I don't need to worry about that. It's a formidable opponent. When I feel like it's getting me down, I just try to put my head down and keep walking.
You have to keep on moving forward, and it's a journey much like a river. It has many bends, and you have to take it one bend at a time. When I finished my chemo, I was down at the beach one day looking out at the water, and I had this vision, something very real. It was as if a black cloud left my body and dissipated into the air. And I said, that's my cancer leaving me. I will continue to live. I'm going to beat this, and I'm going to win.